Okay, I'm gonna try to vlog today. I know it's kind of weird. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but I'm gonna just attempt it and see what happens. So I just dropped my son off at the Y. He goes to the Y like almost daily, just to play basketball and to work out and stuff. And so I just dropped him off, and it's Saturday. It's like 10 after 1 in the afternoon, and I'm about to hit up the tanning salon. And I know you guys are probably going to be like, I don't know, I'll probably get a lot of hate for this in the comments, but I'm just going to explain real quick kind of like my thought process and how this works for me. So anyway, in the summer I generally get quite dark, so I tan quite well. But the problem is if if suddenly it's like a really hot day and I'm out at the beach or I'm outside, you know, all day long, for the first time, I would burn. I would burn like my first day out in the sun if I spent like all day out in the sun, and I don't like that. I don't want. I mean, my burn would turn into a tan within a day, but I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with, you know, burning. I don't want to deal with peeling, none of that crap. So generally what I've done, and I've done this for the past couple years in a row now, and it works out really, really well for me, is I actually go tanning just for about, like right at the beginning of summer, I'll go for, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 times just to like build up my base, and I'm good. Like, it doesn't matter how long I spend out in the sun in the summer, I won't burn, I won't anything. And I mean, I understand the risks, and a lot of people really are really against it, and I understand. It's not something I do all the time. Like I said, I do it once a year. I'll go right before summer starts, and yeah, and I personally, I mean, I do find that my skin feels better when I'm a little tanned. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like, maybe makes no sense, because, you know, everyone talks about like skin cancer and you know, harming your skin and everything. I get it. I mean, like I said, I don't do it all the time, but for, you know, for the summer, I just find it just works really well for me. So anyway, let's go inside. I'm gonna go. Oh, and the other thing too is I have I still had free minutes from last year that I had to use up, so I decided to just go back to the same place that I've been going to for the last couple of years. I don't know if they're like crazy renovating in there or something, but I went in there yesterday. So I went like for the first time this year yesterday, and every single bed looked like everywhere inside there looked like it had been like torn out from the wall. There's like, I don't know what it is, that the place is looking really rough. It's looking really rough in there. And I don't use the lie down beds. Like, I use the standing beds only. And when I went in there yesterday, I was kind of like, I was feeling a little bit weirded out by the state of the place. So I kept my my flip-flops on too. So I mean, I'm not touching anything in there, and I prefer it that way. So yeah, judge me all you want. I don't care. Okay, so let's go inside, and I'll maybe show you what it looks like in there a little bit. Yeah. What the heck, you guys? What the heck? So somebody's still in the bed, so I'm waiting. So I ducked into the bathroom. Just wanted to show you guys quick. So like my outfit of the day today is just this like Old Navy skirt
that I've layered with the one I got from, I talked about it in one of my other hauls, with the one I got from Reb Dolls, just like a jersey knit pencil skirt, and I like to layer them together, and it just gives me, I don't know, it just makes it like more snug, less see-through, whatever. And then in my last haul, I got this blondie tank top that had mesh, and I talked about how I was going to cut it out. I really like how it turned out, so I cut out the mesh from the front and from the back, and I really like it. So I'm just like wearing a bralette with it, and yeah. So hopefully the room is free soon and I can use my tanning bed. The lighting is really weird in here.
All right, so I'm in here now. My countdown's going. Gotta lock my door. Gave me a towel. So this is the bed. It's like still warm in there. Someone was just in there. Hope it doesn't get too hot for me. All right, time to disrobe. Okay guys, so I just finished. I'm like, it's so hot in here. You guys have no idea. Always remember to wear your protective goggles. I have a story for you guys actually about that. Maybe when I get back in the car and I start driving, maybe I'll tell you that hilarious story, which of course will bring way more judgment on the fact that I'm tanning, but oh, it's hot. I need to get to the air conditioner. Whew. All right, let me leave. Okay, so I was gonna tell you guys about what happened to me. This was not last year, but it was the year before when I went tanning. Okay, so I get there, and the reason I started going to this place in the first place is because I used to work a few blocks away, and so I would just walk after work, and at the time I was working only part-time for a little while, so I had a lot of like free time in the afternoon to kill. So that's when I started tanning, and I started like doing like more things for myself. Like I would go for pedicures and I would go get my nails done, and I mean I had a pretty sweet summer that year because I was only working part-time. But so anyway, so I get there, and I'd already, you know, it was probably like my 4th, 5th time that year already going, and every time I go, I always ask the guy, and he reminded me today actually, which thank goodness, he's like this like really sweet old like 80-year-old man that like is always working there. I don't know if he's probably the owner, I don't know, but he's really nice. Anyway, so but he also is a little bit hard of hearing, so so sometimes you have to, and also when the beds are going, the fans are always blowing, so there's like lots of noise going on. So anyway, so this guy, or I go in and I forgot to ask for my goggles. I always ask for them before I go in. And that time I forgot, and I got, but they put the countdown on. So like when I first walked in and I showed you, it was at like 6 minutes. So they give you like 6 minutes. It counts down to like, you know, undress, you know, put your lotion on, do whatever you got to do before you get in, before the bed will start. So I get in there and I start totally undressing, whatever, and it was already, the countdown was down to 2 minutes, and I was about to walk in and I realized, holy shit, I forgot the goggles. I don't have them. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm like, what's one time? I mean, I know that they're supposed to protect your eyes. I'm like, what's one time? Whatever, I'll just keep my eyes closed. So I get in and I shut the door. And like I said, I use a stand-up bed, so I'm always standing, and they've got these bars that you hold on to. So I get in, I shut the door, and it's fine, and I close my eyes because I'm like, first of all, it's way too bright to keep your eyes open if you don't have any protection on your eyes. So I close my eyes and hold on to the bars, and I just like wait it out, like, you know, because normally I do 10 minutes. So, you know, I'm going, and then about like 5-6 minutes in, you know, I'm starting to feel like really warm. I'm starting to feel a little like weird, a little dizzy, you know, and I'm like, oh, it's okay, I'm just gonna, you know, like, it's just a few more minutes. And I think I got to like the 8 minute mark, and all of a sudden, I'm starting to feel like nauseous. Like I'm starting to feel like I'm gonna throw up, or something's gonna happen. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not even gonna. So I open the doors to get out. I open the doors and step out into like the front area there. And at that point, I don't remember anything. At that point, I go to grab the wall in front of me. And then all of a sudden, the next thing I remember is like hearing a loud crash and opening my eyes, and I had fainted. Like I'd never fainted before in my life. I had literally fainted, and I crashed onto the floor of the standing bed, and the crash was so loud. Like I remember going, and that must have been what woke me up. Like I think I must have been out for like a good like second or two, because as I went, I don't remember going down. I don't remember anything. And all of a sudden this loud crash wakes me up, and I'm like on the floor. And the funny thing is like a minute I open my eyes, I'm like, oh my God. So first of all, I'm fucking naked. I'm fucking naked in the stall. Like if something had happened, imagine being found like that, like naked on the, in a tent, like, oh God. Like, so I start to get up, and I realize immediately that I must have gone down really slowly. Like it must have been a soft fall, like, because I wasn't hurt. Like nothing was hurt. I was fine. But I realized that, I mean, it must have been a combination of the heat of the tanning bed, and then also having my eyes closed for that long in that heat as I'm standing. Like, I mean, it was a combination of a whole bunch of things, but I could not believe that. I was like, holy shit. So I mean, not only was, you know, do they protect your eyes, but they also, you know, because you shouldn't keep your eyes closed in that state, especially if you're standing. I mean, maybe it's a little different if you're lying down in like a lay down bed or whatever. It might be a little bit different. You can keep your eyes closed, but if you're standing in that intense heat and under those lamps, and you know, in that light, without protection, I don't know. So ever since that day, I'm like, there's no way. I will not forget my goggles again. Never had a problem since, but anyway. So yeah, I need coffee, you guys. All right, I'm gonna figure out what the hell I'm doing. I don't know what I am gonna do for the rest of the afternoon. I think eventually I'm gonna go pick up my son again. But for now, I think I'm gonna grab coffee. Maybe I'll go, I was thinking of like going to a little park and sitting outside, because it's so beautiful. Like it's like almost 30 degrees today. Like it's Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I'm thinking somewhere in the 80s, mid 80s, high 80s. I always have to remember that, because when I check my analytics on my channel, 75% of my viewers are American. So I have to always keep that in the back of my head, that, you know, you might not understand, you know, Celsius and Fahrenheit, and you know, there's differences. There's definite differences. I mean, not as much as other places, but there are differences. So I have to always keep that in mind. So yeah, let me go get some coffee, and then I will figure out what I'm going to do. Maybe inside the dressing room. I was thinking about either going to the park, or filming it inside the dressing room somewhere. I don't know. Let me make up my mind, and then I will let you guys know. So I got some coffee, iced coffee today. And I think what I'm gonna do is I just parked outside this. It's like it's called Second Sensation Boutique, and I swear the last time I was there was maybe 10 years ago. I have no idea what it's gonna be like. It says, I'm like literally looking at the outside of it right now. It says women's fashions, extra small to plus sizes, and maternity. So who knows? Maybe they'll have some cute stuff. And it is secondhand and consignment stuff, so who knows? I mean, there might be some really good deals. I don't know. You never know. So I figured, why not pop in there, check it out, and see if they have anything. And if so, then I'll have an inside the dressing room. I probably won't post it in this vlog, but if I find stuff and actually try it on, and if it's worth doing an inside the dressing room for it, then I will post that video as well. So let's check it out. But that's okay. I don't want to spend anything anyway. Okay, so that was a bit of a flop. There wasn't really much. And it was very, I would say it was a little bit more, I don't like using the word matronly, but I mean, it was definitely more mature pieces. As with any kind of like secondhand store or, you know, secondhand clothing store, it definitely makes sense to really look, because you can find things, you know, sometimes hidden between the racks, and something that, you know, there's always hidden gems. That can happen, but not really today. The plus section wasn't the greatest, so I did try on a few things. Definitely not worth making it inside the dressing room for, so I'll just like probably put the footage into the vlog for you guys and show you a couple of the things that I did try on, but it wasn't really much. So my son just called and he wants me to come get him, so I'm gonna go pick him up and then probably go home. I have a couple things I need to do, and I don't know, maybe I'll I want to make this, my mom gave me this recipe and I made it once already and it's so good. So it's this like black bean and corn salad slash salsa, but it doesn't have any tomatoes in it, but it's so good, and it lasts like all week. And so I just like eating it with like corn chips, or even, I mean, you can just eat it on its own as like a salad. It's so good. Maybe I'll show you guys when I make that. I definitely never envisioned myself ever doing cooking vlogs, but I'm just trying to think of like what I'm gonna do when I get home, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. So if that's what I end up doing, I might as well show you guys. This vlog is kind of weird. I did actually film, I vlogged about a month ago. I vlogged for a couple days, mostly driving in the car, a little bit of when my son had his birthday party, that kind of thing. But it was just, I don't know, it just didn't feel worth posting in my opinion, so I never did. But you guys let me know. I mean, I know that I have people that watch my channel specifically for my fashion. Probably the majority of people that watch my channel watch specifically for the fashion, which is great because that's what I love to do. But I am curious to know, people that do, you know, watch my channel and maybe want to see different things or want to see, you know, other content, if you guys have any ideas of what you'd like to see. I mean, I know I did a little bit of like makeup stuff, and I did a couple get ready with me's and stuff, and those are fun, and I wouldn't mind doing it again. I'm not, I'm pretty simple with my makeup though, and with what I do. Like I use, you know, drugstore makeup generally, mostly because I prefer to spend my money on clothes. Like, that's where I prefer to spend my money. I'm not going to spend my money on high-end makeup products, especially when I don't think I have my routine and my go-to for what I like to do when it comes to my makeup. And if I can achieve all of that with drugstore products, which really I'm able to do, then I personally don't see the point in spending money on high-end makeup, you know, for what? Because I mean, I'm pretty, like I said, I'm pretty simple. I like, you know, clean, natural look to my makeup usually, so I don't see much of a point in that. And also I really like focusing more on skincare now, and on taking care of my skin and making sure that I'm using this really nice BB cream. When I first started using it, it's the Garnier BB cream, and when I first started using it, I didn't really like it. I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but now I've come up with a way that I use it that that actually works really, really well. And I love the idea of just using a BB cream in the summer and not using a heavy foundation, because I mean, I was never into super full coverage foundation anyway. I don't think it's necessary for me, but if I can get away with just this BB cream for the summer, I love that. Like, I just love the idea of not wearing any heavy makeup or any heavy products on my skin. So the guy next to me just like looked over as I was talking. People, you know, nowadays though, people do hands-free all the time when they're in the car, if they're on the phone or whatever, so I don't think it's that strange to see someone talking to themselves in the vehicle. But it still feels weird for me, like, especially like going, you know, in front of people or out in public and filming. I feel like I'm gonna get yelled at, like, especially if someone ends up in the shot and they think that they're being filmed. People can get really, people take serious offense to that, and rightly so. I understand, you know, if you don't want to be filmed, you have a right to not be filmed. But yeah, so anyway, you guys let me know if there's any other kind of like videos you want to see from me aside from just the fashion stuff, because I would definitely love to you know, create other content for you guys if that's what you want. And if you guys like the idea of vlogs, I don't know how good I am at them. I don't even know how this one's gonna turn out, but if you like that as well, I don't mind you know, vlogging more, you know, and that kind of thing. I don't know, you guys let me know. Definitely still gonna mainly focus on the fashion, because that's what my channel's all about, and that's also where my passion is. So yeah, so yeah, we'll go pick up the kid. That's one thing, is like I would love to vlog with my son, right? Like, because he's so funny, you know, he makes me laugh all the time and he's hilarious. And I always like watching vlogs when people vlog with, you know, their family members or other people, right? So you get to know and get to, you know, see more than just, you know, me or whatever. But he's so not into being on camera in that kind of way, so I have to respect that. So but yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna make this corn and bean salsa / salad, and I'll show you guys how I do that. It's really, really yummy. And then I do have some wine at home still, so then I'll probably have a couple glasses of wine. I was supposed to actually possibly go out for drinks with one of my girlfriends tonight, but I don't know if I still am, so I'll have to figure that out. If so, then that's what I'll end up doing later. But yeah, All right, so I will check in with you guys again later. Okay. It's time to start cooking. So what's the time? 6:50? That can't be right. That can't be right. No, sorry. It's 10 to 5. There's my clock. No. Okay, so I'm gonna start making this. I don't know what's happening tonight. I don't know if I'm going out. I don't know. So I think I'm just gonna start cooking. I got everything kind of laid out already. And I'll tell you about that in a second. And, well, not really cooking, but just putting it together. And then, yeah. Cheers. All right, you guys, so this is everything you're gonna need to make this salsa. And it's really, really good. So I've got a can of black beans. I've got some canola oil. I've got some cumin. I'm also going to need some salt and some, hot pepper flakes, but I'm going to grab those afterward. A couple lemons. I might not need both of them, but we'll see. Green onions. These ones are getting a little bit wilty at the end, so I might end up using all the green onions and a little bit less of the yellow onion. It actually is better with red onion, but I don't have red onion. And then a couple bell peppers and some cilantro. Oh, and also some frozen corn, but I'm going to get that when I'm ready to put it together. And it's always better, like, the next day. It's always good if you let it sit. So anyway, I'm going to have to get to chopping everything up. So let's do that. Okay, so I just finished washing up all my veggies. And one thing I forgot to mention, so the lemon and the oil that I use in this recipe is different than actually what my mom did. My mom actually uses a salad dressing. I think it's like a Paul Newman salad dressing or something, but I prefer it better. I just think it's a cleaner taste with just the lemon and the oil. So I prefer that, but yeah. So, and as you'll notice as well, I don't like follow any kind of like a written recipe. Basically, she just told me what all goes in it, and then I just went from there. So anyway, let's get this stuff chopped up. Okay, so one thing I should have done with the other one is normally this is what I do with my peppers is I cut them open like this because that one was really misshapen and I wasn't able to get like a really good dice on it. So this is normally how I like to cut open my peppers. Okay, so it's very important to drain your beans. I don't think I mentioned that. I wonder if I can do it with one hand. Maybe. There you go. It might not be all of them though. But basically I just run them underwater, really. Like that. And just make sure that you drain them really, really well, because it's like the stuff that they're in is like really gloopy and slimy, and yeah. So I always make sure to like drain them even longer than I should probably be draining them. And then toss them in. Alright, so once the beans are drained, you just toss them in there. So I just toss them. I don't know if I'm going to need a bigger bowl. I think I might actually. Let me see if I can grab one. Okay, So now everything's in there except for the corn. So I'm just gonna add the corn. I'm just gonna like put in as much as I think I want. Like I don't really, like I said, I don't really use a recipe. I just toss in like however much I think is good. And it's frozen, and I mean it goes right in the fridge, so it defrosts and it's fine. So I just put in like that much. And now it's basically cumin, and I'm just gonna like eyeball it again. I like cumin, I love the flavor, so I put actually quite a bit. And of course you could taste it afterward, but I like quite a bit of it. And then hot pepper flakes. So I'm probably gonna put like, maybe not that much, that's a lot. But like you can do as much as, well, whatever, I don't mind. It should be fine. And then salt. So, I don't know. That's probably too much. I'm not gonna put all of that. So just like, and I'll toss the rest. That I would put way too much in my hand. But I'll taste it afterward and see. And then, now just like oil and vinegar, like lemon juice. And I think maybe I will use both lemons. It depends on how juicy they are, to be honest. So, yeah, I probably will use both of them. And I even have another one if I think it needs it. This one is not very juicy, so. And then oil, again, I'm just gonna eyeball it. You wanna basically, I mean, any kind of vinaigrette, right? You wanna do like 2 parts oil to 1 part like acid, I think. I don't know. So I'm just gonna like go like that. That was so close, you guys. It almost fell right off the counter. Okay, now I'm gonna just mix it up and see where we're at. Normally, I would prefer more beans, but I only had 1 can, and so there's definitely like, I prefer more beans than this in it, but what are you gonna do? So the beans are like my favorite part of it. I just think it makes it taste so good. Yeah, there should be more beans, but there's lots of veggies, so that part's good. It's a little, I mean, you won't get the best taste right now because the corn is still frozen, but I'll just try some of it without the corn and see if it's any good. It's actually really good. I think it probably needs like a bit more cumin. I love the cilantro too. I wonder if maybe I should put a little bit more cilantro. I think it needs like a little bit more oil. Not much. But there's like quite a bit of cilantro in there, as you can see. So if you don't like cilantro, you can like do less. But let's try it again. And I don't mind putting a spoon back in because I'm the only one eating this, so it doesn't matter. I think that's it. It's good. It's really good. So I'm gonna enjoy this later. But you definitely want to let it sit because it's like the flavors are not all really that developed yet. So anyway, I'm gonna have some more wine. I'm gonna pop this in the fridge and wait, and I probably won't eat it till tomorrow, but I think it's good.
All right, so I just finished making that salsa, and I don't know if I'm gonna go out still. I still have to find out. I don't know. It's not even 6 o'clock yet, so maybe. What's my makeup doing? I don't know. My lipstick's looking a little rough, but the only thing is, like, my glasses, they leave like this, like, my sunglasses, they leave like this mark. But other than that, I think my makeup's still doing pretty good. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna figure out. I'm already on my second glass of wine, and it's not even 6 o'clock. So I'll have to see. I'll have to see what I end up doing today. If I end up going out, still later on with my girlfriend, that would actually be kind of nice, because the weather is so beautiful. Like, it's so nice and hot out, and I love the heat. Like, for me, it's like when it's hot out, like the summertime is like when I don't know, it's just the best for me, because like we have it really rough. Like, we have really cold winters, so the fact that like that we get like really nice like hot summers, even though they're short, it's like you just want to enjoy it to the fullest. And so that's what I plan on doing. Yeah, so I don't know if I should end this vlog here, because I'm thinking that it might be kind of long already, but I'll see. I might edit some of it, and then I'll kind of like see if I end up cutting out a bunch of stuff, then maybe I'll keep it going. But I don't know. I think this is pretty good for my first vlog. I don't know. You guys let me know if you guys enjoyed it. And like I said before, if there's like other kind of stuff that you want to see on my channel, or like I said that already. I'm drawing a blank. I'm gonna stop recording myself now. Do you guys sometimes like get into this, like you start saying something, and then like you're in the middle of saying something and you completely forget what you were saying? That's how I feel right now. Anyway, yeah, I guess I'll end it right now, and if I don't end up ending it, I'll cut this part out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my first vlog, and I will talk to you guys all again very soon. Later. Oh, that's good, you guys. You need to make this. You totally need to make this. Oh no. I lost my chip.